Welcome to the training on the FFY 2025 IDA grant application process. I'm Jennifer Simpson, facilitator of the program implementation team in MSEP. During today's discussion, I will cover deadline dates for submission of the grant application materials to OSEP and the public participation process, reminders related to the application template, and next steps. By now, you should have received an email from Al Jones with the Part B and Part C grant application packages. The due date for the Part B and Part C grant application materials is May 21st, 2025. Prior to sending those materials to OSEP, you must complete the public participation requirement, and the due date for that is March 21st, 2025. Since we don't have the 2025 allocation information at this time, you must post your 2025 documents and use your 2024 Section 3 information. So that means for Part B programs, you're going to use your 2024 interactive spreadsheet. And for Part C, you're going to use your 2024 use of funds information when you post your application materials. Upon receipt of the 2025 allocation information from OSEP, you will make the changes to your application documents, repost the applications. However, you do not have to restart the public participation time clock. Remember, for public participation, you must post your application materials for at least 60 days prior to submission to OSEP and accept comments for 30 of those 60 days. In addition, for Part C programs, if you are making new policies or revising policies, please contact your state lead for guidance, and then you must post those policy documents with your application for 60 days and also accept comments for at least 30 of those 60 days. In addition, you must hold hearings, and those hearings can be virtual or in-person hearings. With the grant packages, you got the following items: the grant memo, which had the due dates and submission procedures, instructions for how to complete the application template, the template itself, and supporting documents that were referenced as attachments to the memo or as being items on our website. There are two particular items I want to bring to your attention. For Part B programs, please take a look at the year of age cohort document, which describes your age ranges for FAPE. If you have any changes to that document, please send it to your OSEP state lead. And in addition, for Part C programs, if you're revising policies and procedures, please look at the policy checklist we have on our website to ensure that your policy documents have all the required content. This year, there have been some new waivers for the Build America, Buy America Act. And the Build America, Buy America Act refers to the requirement that you source materials from the United States if you're engaging in construction projects, doing some type of remodeling or broadband infrastructure project, and you're using your federal IDA funds for that purpose. The waivers pertain to Pacific Island territories and Indian tribes, and more information about those waivers is contained within the grant application memos. If any Part C programs are considering the Part C extension option and you do not have a policy on file with OSEP, please let us know by the due date of the application of your interests, and we will provide technical assistance to you. For those states that already have the Part C extension option, we are still awaiting the appropriation to determine if the state incentive grant for the extension option will be available in 2025. Remember, the appropriation for Part C must exceed $460 million for the state incentive grant funds to be available for you. So we will provide more information about that as soon as we have it from our Budget Services Office. Just as a reminder, all state educational agencies must make sure that instructional materials are accessible. So you have to adopt the National Instructional Materials Accessibility Standards. If you coordinate with the National Instructional Materials Accessibility Center to fulfill this requirement, we ask that you just remind your textbook publishers and publishers of other instructional material about the standards and include that they adhere to those standards as they create those materials for you. Additional information about this is also contained within our application memo. Now, let's take a look at the application templates. For both Part B and Part C, you have Section 1, which is a section of the document where you tell us if you're applying for full approval or conditional approval for your grant application. If applying for full approval, it means that you have yes responses to all items in Section 2 of your document, and you don't have any outstanding requirements. If you're applying for conditional approval, however, it means that there's still something that you are addressing related to policies and procedures. You have a no response to an item in Section 2. And also in Section 2, with that no response, you have a date of no later than June 30th, 2026 for completion of that item. If we look at the Part B template in particular, Section 2 refers to assurances where you give yes and no responses. In Section 3, you provide us with the interactive spreadsheet, and you also describe how you solicit LEA input on the items on a spreadsheet. In Section 4, State Administration, you let us know if you have any policies, state rules, or requirements that go above and beyond IDEA, and you provide information about those. Or if you do not have any state-administered rules that extend beyond IDEA, you would tell us that as well on the application template. And then there's some additional requirements in Section 5 that are the same as last year, such as the document for maintenance of state financial support that must be completed and signed. For Part C, with your application template, in your Section 2, you have options under the yes column for saying new, revised, or on file related to your policies and procedures. And then also, if you have to give a no response, you have an area where you can put a date of no later than June 30th, 2026 to inform us that you will be completing those requirements by that time. Section 3 is the area where you complete your use of funds document. And also you complete the question as to whether or not you subgrant Part C funds. And in Section 4 of your application template, you tell us whether or not you charge indirect costs to the Part C program. For both Part B and Part C, remember that you must submit a signed document to OSEP, and that signature appears in Section 2 of your application templates. Few reminders. Remember that you can get technical assistance from our OSEP-funded TA centers, as well as from your state lead, if you need assistance completing your grant application. Also, be sure and inform us of any changes in your state leadership. So if you have a new Part C coordinator, state director, if there's a new head for your lead agency, please let us know that as soon as possible. You should have also received an email from Al Jones with the form you can complete to provide this information. So please do so that we have that on file. And then also remember that you should reference your memo and your instructions that came with the grant package for additional details about what I shared today. A bit of good news, you no longer have to send us hard copy grant applications. So no need to mail anything to OSEP. We will continue to provide your grant funding based on the applications you send us by email, and we don't need any other hard copy versions of your documents. Be sure when you send the email that you use a state government email address and that the documents are signed. You can use a PDF signature via Adobe. You can use a wet signature and just scan the document and send us the scan. In any case, we will conduct a signature verification process, if necessary, to confirm that the person signing the document is in fact the authorized official who should sign on behalf of your state. Please see the submission section of your grant memo for more details about this. If you have any questions, contact your OSEP state lead. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing your grant application materials.